Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Rita's Book Club. On this episode, I'm telling you all about 10 Things That Never Happened by Alexis Hall. This story is set in the boyfriend material universe, and one of the main characters, Jonathan, is Luke's friend that we got to meet in husband material. I was super curious to get to know these new characters and read this fake amnesia story. Sam Becker likes his job. Sure, managing a bed and bath retailer isn't exactly glamorous, but it's a good work and he gets on well with a band of misfits who keep the story running. He could see himself being content here for the long haul. Too bad then that the owner is an infuriating it. Jonathan Forrest should never have hired Sam. It was a sentimental decision, and Jonathan didn't get where he is by following his heart. Determined to set things right, Jonathan orders Sam down to London for a difficult talk, only for a panicking Sam to trip, bump his head, and maybe accidentally imply he doesn't remember a thing. Faking amnesia seemed like a good idea when Sam was afraid he was getting sacked, but now he has to deal with the reality of Jonathan's guilt, as well as the unsettling fact that his early boss might have a softer side to him. There's unexpected freedom in getting a second shot at a first impression, but as Sam and Jonathan grow closer, can Sam really bring himself to tell the truth, or will their future be built entirely on one impulsive lie? When I discovered this book, that this book was going to be set in the boyfriend material world. I was very curious to read it. Especially after learning that Jonathan was Luke's university friend and that he was a bit of a grumpy man. Who am I kidding? He was a very grumpy man. I really enjoyed this book and was totally hooked with the story Alexis Hall was telling us, not only due to Sam and Jonathan's developing relationship, but also the chaotic things that were happening in between, crazy and sometimes helpful co-workers, a traitorous cat column that made Jonathan fall in love with him, Jonathan's chaotic as fuck big family, and the sweet hilarious moments between Sam and Jonathan while living together. I loved Sam and Jonathan's heartwarming banter, and their chemistry was amazing too. But I was super emotional with their deep talks and how they learned that the other was not what it seemed. I really liked how through living together they got an unique opportunity to get to know each other and how complex and a bit peculiar they were. Sam was a bit messy, disastrous, and they had a witty humor. I was obsessed with how Alexis Hall brought his accent into the story, by the way, because it felt more real. He was very generous and kind, but also interfered a lot and was always trying to get things better, sometimes in the worst possible way. He felt very realistic as a character, which is always a plus to me. On the other hand, Jonathan is an absolute dick, very bossy and grumpy, is way too honest and should definitely think a little before saying some things. He cares more about his business than actual people. He's very workaholic. But I guess what really interests me in his character is that we see his development in real time. We see him realize that he wasn't doing things in the correct way and that he needed to change some things, either in the way he treated his employees or the way he showed love to his own family and Sam. Speaking of Jonathan's family, they were all a chaotic mess and I loved them so much. They were the epitome of a family. And the crazy moments were an amazing comic relief, from Grandpa trying to buy a too big Christmas tree to the crazy family friend that was way too judgmental for everyone, or all the fights they had. It made Jonathan ballistic to interact with them, but ultimately was the best companionship for Sam that was going to be all alone during Christmas time and was going through his own loss of his own family. He was finally able to find a new family they accepted and loved him dearly. Honestly, the book really worked for me, and it's a very cute story to read during Christmas time, which is why it's my this week's review. As always, if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on Instagram at Rita's Book Club for more content. Thanks for watching and see you next week. Happy readings and Merry Christmas.